Professor. Today I would like to share with you my personal experience. Unfortunately, my audience has fallen asleep and my neighbors wound up failing, but I still want to perform my speech. Having children was one of the greatest experiences of my life and has set me to the woman I am today. It has sketched my path for the way I live life and the way I see life. The night I found out I was pregnant with my firstborn child, Logan, it was very nerve-wracking. I was filled with excitement and joy, however, I was 19 years old and I was very scared. Was it going to come natural to me? Was I going to be the best mother I could? Was I going to be able to give everything I can to my children that they needed to survive in life? And were they going to be filled with smile and love is what I was thinking at the time. For the next 3 days after I found out I was pregnant, I became nauseous and sick and began having morning sickness, the same time for 3 days in a row. On our way to driving my fiance to work, when the sun was just rising, is when I became sick. It was rough, but after those first 3 days, I felt better than ever. I had energy, I was able to work full-time as a CNA, and I still was able to keep going. I was preparing myself to get ready for my first child that the Lord blessed me with. Throughout those 9 months, it was pretty rough. From my body adjusting to becoming pregnant, to my cravings, and to the things that just made me absolutely nauseous. For example, for 9 months, the smell of chicken, raw chicken especially, made me completely nauseous and disgusted out. For 9 months, we did not eat chicken, but we did satisfy our hungers with other things that were absolutely delicious. From going back and forth from something sweet to something salty, I couldn't resist. They're not kidding when you say that you get cravings when you're pregnant. Needless to say, throughout my first pregnancy, I had a completely different aspect on life. Learning how to be responsible, maturing, thinking about what presides over one thing over the next. It was a lot. And as a 19-year-old girl, I completely see myself different at 22 now. When I found out that I was into labor with my son, I was in excruciating pain, needless to say. It was a very rough labor. I wound up being so exhausted, needing oxygen. Throughout the delivery, in the delivery room, I asked for nothing but peace and quiet, and that was the only way I could keep myself calm into giving birth to my son. The time finally came, and my son was here. To hear that first cry, I was in complete and utter shock and completely proud of myself. To lay my eyes on my son for the first time was absolutely wonderful and breathtaking. The second I looked over to my fiance's face and saw his face rolling with tears and his emotions running wild, I was happy and I felt complete. And I felt accomplished that I had a family and was going to be able to be the best role model possible. This day, June 4th in 2014, my son Logan was born, and it was breathtaking and life-changing. Later on, I found out that I was pregnant with my daughter, Adelie. Yes, a daughter. I was having a girl, and my family was absolutely complete. Having a daughter was something special to me because